Hey everybody, what's going on? Hey, so I saw some guy on a video and he was talking about JD Vance and that he was really fake and stuff and that he's had four names and stuff. I've changed my name, but I'm not really fake, but I do think that JD Vance is crazy. I think he's pretty bad because I mean, not only did he go and marry this Indian woman, right? They have children when he had a gay benefactor the entire time that paid for his education, that got him into the Heritage Foundation, that did everything to just push and push his career up and up. And I mean, I guess he figured being a Democrat wasn't going to make him uber rich. So he just changed his underwear and decided, you know what, forget it. And that display with Sherika Turk, let's just put it that way. That was pretty bad. I just don't think I don't think that Usha or yeah, I don't think his wife is gonna have any problem at all finding an attorney to help her because I think that, anybody that sees that is gonna say, you know, I mean that was a video and pictures that was like all over the world. Like he was like, and she was like, And like, when is it appropriate? I never touch men behind their head that are married. Well, maybe once in a while, but it's just not appropriate to do that. Especially not like when there's all these cameras and you're on a stage in front of thousands of people. No. I mean, any divorce attorney is like, that looks like cheating. You can just pretty much take it all. And I mean, is he loyal to anyone? I mean, he's not loyal to his kids. He's not loyal to Usha. He was going to become Hindu before. He did their wedding in India. He was dressed up. He had the markings on his head and everything. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to convert." Now he's telling her to convert. Okay. And then, like, I don't know very many women that are mourning that wear leather pants. Maybe, maybe they're pressuring her. Maybe there's a lot of pressure on her. But leather pants don't seem too mournish or mourny or sad. And then, like, all the lip gloss. And, like, what is with all those ghetto rings that Erica Kirk wears? Like, they look like pimp rings. Like, they're giving, like, sex worker, like, street street bitch. Like, they look like they were collected from, like, various drug dealer boyfriends. They're like, Ray Ray and Bobo on the Ave. It's like I never seen no white girl wear that type of shit unless she's a white girl that has like a lot of black boyfriends or a lot, has lived in like um a tough situation or like, a stripper or a sex worker or maybe even a drug dealer herself. But like I really don't see no white girls wearing rings that are that, and they're very masculine. They look like they were collected from ex-boyfriends. They don't look like normal rings that a white girl would wear. I mean, totally not. Super, super distracting. They remind me of like, older Puerto Rican women in the Bronx, that, they look like this after a while, something. I mean, it's fine. But I mean, it just reminds me of her to think that she can be the first lady. Ooh, that's funny. Ooh, girl, you got some high hopes. You got some high hopes there. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't even see JD Vance becoming the president. I don't see it at all. But I suggest you get out of that situation before people kick you out. I mean, like, and to think that Erica Kirk would be a better wife for him is pathetic. He has kids. It's not like, he could just say, "Oh, I'm going to just trade these kids out for some white kids." And can't you get anybody a little fresher? I mean, JD, it's not like you're probably not going to screw her anyway. You could at least get somebody fake that isn't like, so desperate and weird. I find this whole situation very desperate and weird and scary. And what else can I say? I don't know. And JD Vance was on food stamps. Snap. He grew up poor, and he's sitting there happy to just delay it. He knows how hard it was when he was growing up, waiting for the food stamps to come in. Everybody knows what that was like. People that are poor, we all know. We wait. Like, you know what? We can get cheese puffs on Friday. And now they cut that out. Yeah. You can't get cheese puffs on Friday. It's only like once a month you can get treats, you know. I think it's cruel. I think it's sick. I think it's mean what they're doing. And there's old people that are so proud. They're too proud to even ask for food stamps. Then when they do get SNAP food stamps, they're like, so happy. They feel like somebody cares about them. They don't have to eat, ramen or, there was a time when old people had to eat cat food all the time. You know, it's really sad. And like, you think they're going to ask for help? You think old people can get to the food bank? They're just going to starve. They're just going to sit in their house and starve. And what's going to happen when they can't afford their medication anymore? We need a certain amount of socialism. Every country has a certain amount of socialism to care for its people because, that's just the way it is. If they don't want socialism in any form, everybody would need to make $100 to $200 an hour just to have food, a car, housing at the rate it is now, to buy everything like retail. All of us buy our own insurance, just capitalistic retail. We would all need to make $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour just to pay rent, buy a car, have insurance, have health insurance, life insurance, apartment insurance. And apartment insurance is mandatory. So how are people supposed to afford that? And companies like McDonald's, Walmart, all those companies, they got rich by paying people nothing. I mean, all of them. And right now, every company, they get rich by paying people nothing. So they're like, oh, we don't want socialism. Who cares if the fucking bus is free? Okay, who cares? I mean, and who cares? I mean, the Verrazano Bridge ought to cover that shit for one. And the Holland Tunnel and all that shit, those tolls are way too high. And then people taking public transportation should be rewarded for not driving. In Santa Monica, the bus I think is 50 cents or $1, and some of them are free. I don't know why it's such a big fucking deal. And honestly, I think a stipend. If there's people in our country that are getting ready to be a trillionaire, meaning Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk continually makes extra babies. He's not marrying those moms. Are those moms getting food stamps and WIC? I would like to know. I know the Mormons are just, fucking their daughters and their nieces and not nephews, but their nieces and stuff. And, you can't legally marry your daughter. You can't legally marry your niece. So who's responsible for those kids? WIC, SNAP, social services. So shouldn't there be some responsibility on these large groups and churches and stuff that are making extra babies and then they don't want to even make enough money to pay for their food? And Elon Musk's kids are eligible for free grants and benefits in Texas because there's no cap on the income of the parent. So he has 13 kids that are getting benefits. He's getting ready to be a trillionaire. A few years ago, they were like, oh, if he gave everybody $1 million, he still would have so-and-so million. And that turned out to be wrong, of course, because it didn't make it. He's $500 million right now. He can definitely afford to give everybody on the earth $1 million. But he's taking free school. And people are taking free food away from people. I mean, we are living in a sick fucking time. And the way Trump turned away from that sick man on the floor in his office is exactly how he feels about everything else.